reverse aging is treatment of characteristics that appear in aging. This is the example of reverse aging drugs. For example, this rapamycin can treat proteosis, mitochondrial dysfunction, and so on. So in this case, there are many reverse aging methods. So today I will introduce several reverse aging methods. First is inhibition of IGF-1 pathway. IGF-1 is insulin-like growth factor 1, and it regulates metabolism and growth. However, it can affect aging process and lifespan. It has been reported that C. elegans, which has a mutation in the IGF-1 gene, has a longer lifespan. In this graph, this mutated C. elegans has more lifespan than wild-type C. elegans. In human case, similarly, IGF-1 can affect aging in humans. Rapamycin and metformin and resveratrol can block IGF-1 pathway. This is a similar version of IGF-1 pathway. IGF-1 can activate AKT and AKT activate mTOR. This mTOR can cause aging. Rapamycin is the inhibitor of this mTOR. This AMPK can inhibit mTOR and activate this SIRT1. SIRT1 is known as blocking aging. Metformin is blocking mTOR and activating AMPK. Resveratrol can activate this AMPK and SIRT1. These three drugs are an example of IGF-1 inhibitor of IGF-1 pathway. Also, NAD plus precursor can be acted as inhibition of IGF-1 pathway. An increase in NAD plus can prevent aging by increasing SIRT1. Also, it prevents mitochondrial dysfunction. Most famous NAD plus precursor is this nicotinamide mononucleotide called NNN. Second approach is the senolytics. Senescent cell resist apoptosis through SAAP, senescence-associated secretory phenotype, and it causes an inflammatory response causing damage to tissues. Senolytic is the method of killing the senescent cells specifically. Dastatinib and quercetin is the one example of these senolytic drugs that kill senescent cells specifically. Instead of killing these senescent cells, we can remove this SAMP to block this inflammatory response. This approach is called xenomorphics. Xenomorphics is inhibition of SAMP. Two drugs, lamivudine and ruxolitinib, is the example of these xenomorphic drugs that inhibition of SAMP. Instead of using small molecule drugs, we can use epigenetic reprogramming. Expressing Tanaka factors can cause epigenetic reprogramming and make lifespans longer. In this research, researchers induced these 4 Tanaka factors into old mouse, and old mouse's lifespan become longer. Thanks for listening my presentation.
Okay, any question to you? If you have a question, are you ready to take a quiz? Now? You understood everything about this? Remember the compounds, xenomorphic, senolytic, Everything ready to go? Okay, let's check quickly about the aging. Hallmarks. Hallmarks means it's a characteristic. Okay, so if we see this kind of the phenomena, we call it it's a symptom or characteristic of the aging. Now this study, the utilizing cell. How big is the cell? You know, cell function. By name, it looks like sun, chung, it's like a small jelly like like 1 millimeter size. So we can look at it, bigger than 1 millimeter. We can look at it by naked eyes. And when they knock out this gene, IGF, insulin like growth factor, it's a growth factor. If you block the growth, they live long. And we have many dogs living together with us. In Korea also the dog population is increasing almost 10 million. 50 million of people, 10 million of dogs. 20%. It's a lot. Of course in New Zealand, 5 million of people, 50 million of sheep. Anyway, the population of dogs is increasing. Now we have quite different types of dogs, right? Some dogs is like this. Some dogs are like that. Which dogs live longer, you know? Small one lives like 15 years. Large ones do not live more than 10 years. If you grow faster, you live shorter. That's funny. So dogs, in principle, is the one species, they say. That means they can mate and they can make the baby together. So it's kind of genetically quite close to each other. But the size is dramatically different. It's a bigger difference than rat and mice. Rat and mice are different species. They cannot make the baby together. But dogs is one species, they say, the physical size is very different. And the lifetime is retro proportional to the physical size. Growth small, and somehow we live longer. That's some observation. And this study has Nobel Prize. And then some signaling, basically this is the growth signaling. And this is nutrient sense signaling. So two pathways seems like very important. And in biological notation, if you have this arrow, that means this is activating. IGF growth factor, first messenger, come in and activate the AKT kinase. We have seen similar transduction. Right? So this is membrane, it binds to the membrane, it activates the kinase, and blah blah blah, and then there is the one signaling molecule, mTOR, mammalian target of rapamycin. So that means this enzyme, this protein's name is also given by discovery of the compound rapamycin. Rapamycin target was identified as this, and actually it was discovered in different species, and later it's homologous in the mammalian is mTOR. So essentially, like mTOR is cross signaling molecule. And if you see this kind of a line, this means this is blocks. Okay? So this is activating, this is blocks. Rapamycin is mTOR's what? Activator, agonist, inhibitor, or antagonist. Okay? It's a blocking. So if you block mTOR, we can live long. Okay? Basically, that is the meaning of this picture. And different compounds. And I think you have heard of this molecules study from video clip I gave you by David Sinclair. He's a Harvard professor. And he is kind of boosting in his book. Okay, if you take this drug, then you can live long. My father is taking these drugs, and he's getting younger, and I'm younger too. That's what is propagating right now. And okay, this is not bad. This one is too much space here. maybe 좋지만 I cannot see the structure very well. And it's a little too many words here. If you wanted to show many words, it's better to point out the keyword with a different color. SASP is one of those phenotype. if the cells age, they generate something bad material secretion, most likely cytokines, inflammation materials. That's one of those the phenotype of aged cells. Okay, based on this, you heard two items, the xenomorphic and xenolytic. Okay, xenolytic, lytic means it's breaking out. Okay, xenolytic, xenomorphic. Morphic is the shape, changing shape. Xeno means it's aged. Aged the shape change or aged cell killing. Okay, so I'm going to recap all this. Did I cover them all? Okay, go on. Change the slide. 9. Okay. 잊어버리세요. 수고했네. Okay, today we are going to study about the aging. Aging, so over the time, we believe all of us will get aging. No exception. And there is some hallmarks. If you see this type of a phenotype, then this is a characteristic of aging. That's good. Intercellular communication down. It's similar to cancer. Cancer ignores its neighbors. It's just grow. Grow or aging, isolated. Genomic instability. DNA structure is becoming unstable, and a lot of damage can be accumulated in the DNA. And telomere getting longer or shorter? Shorter. And epigenetic alteration. Okay, we'll have a look at it later again. And loss of the proteostasis. Stasis means it's maintaining the same thing, same status. Proteostasis means protein state is changing. It was constant, but over the age the phenotype, the sum of those protein amount is changing. And deregulated nutrient sensing. So with the nutrient, if you're hungry, we eat. Even though we are not hungry, we are eating. That's kind of an aging phenotype. Of course, non-aged people do that too. Not good. And mitochondrial dysfunction. Mitochondria is the organelle to generate the energy. That is somehow changing. Utilize material but does not generate enough energy. And cellular senescence. It's not whole body level. Even cell can get aging. You can define it. Stem cell exhaustion. Stem cell is a decrease. Okay. Now here, this is kind of a hallmark. If we see this kind of character, we say we are aging. Now that make many problems in the body. So this is the age-related diseases. Eye, you cannot see very well, and heart has a problem, maybe heart attack can occur. Skin looks like a jubal, and cancer can happen over the time. Arthritis, obesity, different kinds of things can happen as a result of this accumulation of chemicals. Now, aging is kind of a destiny we thought for a long time. Very interestingly, several years ago, by WHO, they defined aging as disease. This is the disease code of the aging. If there is a disease, what does that mean? We can cure it. If we can fix those problems, then maybe we can reverse those aging. It's a new concept, this kind of. And to do that, if there's a target for aging, maybe those are targets we may call biomarker. When the hallmark is kind of a phenotype, biomarker means a specific protein targets. So that kind of biomarker discovery may be important to do this. Now, live forever in Lord of the Ring, and the species support elves. Those elves, they are supposed to live forever unless they are physically crushed. If they are not physically damaged, they can live forever in the movie. That's kind of in the drama, in fantasy drama. But actually there is some life form jellyfish. This jellyfish seems like they live forever. When they get old, they collapse, becoming like a lava, like a gravy, and then reborn without any making or without making any babies. It's kind of live forever. Seems like there is some way of reverse aging is naturally occurring, not only in the concept. Now, in terms of the cells, this person is quite important person, looks scary. His name is Hayflick. He tried to grow the cells from very young cells that grow and grow and grow, and he found that even if one cell divide further and further, after about 50 times, he observed that the cells does not divide anymore. So that's kind of a limit he suggested. Cell has its lifetime. If it divides 50 times, about 50 times, it cannot divide anymore. So that's the so-called Hayflick limit. So then, that's kind of a calculation. If we start with the 1 egg cells, fertilized egg cells, and if we divide 50 times, how many cells do we make? 누가 빨리 맞추나? How many cells? How do you calculate this? Right? Right? 10 to the 9 is billion. Billion of billion, 9 is too much. 12 is a trillion. Trillion is 1조, and 1,000 times of 1조, 1,000조. That's the number of the cells potentially we can make if that limit is correct. Right? But our body, they say about 30 trillion cells. So that means still 30 times more cells we can make our current status. If that is the limit of the cells. During the cell division, if it grow and divide properly, and if one cell can make 2 cells through cell cycle. So sometimes if it's getting older, spindle should be only 2, sometimes multiple spindles. Then technically may have a problem. The DNA may not be divided into 2. Or one spindle is missing, then it's a 2n state, 4n state, 6n, 8n, it's a multiple numbers of the DNA live together. Sometimes it happens. In some cases, they have many more DNAs. Or sometimes for the division, this attachment of the microtubule should attach one here, but same spindle take them both. Of course, it can make a problem. Right? This should be divided half and half. But both of them goes to one to the cells, and it may be a problem. This kind of something change the cells should die, not to make a problem. But if they do not die and they survive, if they survive and grow, they become cancer. If they survive and they do not die, just live forever like a zombie. Those kind of cells we call senescent cells. Cell becomes aging, and that kind of cell is the senescent cells. And one of those phenotypes is their size becoming bigger. And they secret many funny things. I'm aged, I don't want to die, and originally it should die by being attacked by the immune cells, but they secret these materials and activate immunes, but not too much activated, and they negatively affect the immune cells, but they are not dying. So this kind of a phenotype is called the SARS. That's a phenotype of age. Now, one of those, the formula was the telomere. Telomere getting long, getting shorter. Telomere is at the end of the chromosome, and those little signal, if you read here, TTA, GGG, TTA, GGG, TTA, GGG. It's not translated, it's not transcribed. It's just located at the end of this chromosome. And then this is getting shorter and shorter over the cell division, because we have learned something. Those are the copy of these two strands of DNA. One strand is smoothly going this way, but the other one is going this way, and then it should stop, make some fragment and they needed to connect. What's the name of that fragment? Okazaki fragment. That's discovered by maybe somebody, Dr. Okazaki. And then he found that that kind of fragment is needed for the DNA synthesis. That's why maybe this length is getting shorter and shorter when they divide the protocol. Okay? So maybe because of that, this young cell versus old cells, those telomere lengths may be different. And that's actually it was found that these two are identical twins. And they took this the picture together at the age of 64. And this person, Green Andrews, he lived a healthy way, exercised every day, and had a good food, and salad and fruits and kind of things. And then his telomere length was determined by, if you judge that his biological age is about 42. His identical twins. His telomere length is much shorter, about 70, at the age of 64. That means they started as same genetic background, but depending on how they live, their result as the aging status, they look much different. And telomere is one of those factors. Now, to recover this telomere, there is an enzyme called the telomerase. Telomerase recognizes this strand and then make this strand back. And then for doing this, they use this primer. So this primer, if you look here, TTA, GGG, that's the DNA. Here, AAU60C, is it DNA? That's RNA. They use this small RNA fragment as a primer. And then starting here, they remake this. So this telomerase activity is high in cancers. So if you want to live longer, maybe you can overactivate this telomerase and make the telomere long. Maybe that's one way. But there's always a problem. There's a possibility that these cells can go to cancer direction. So that has got a lot of attention. That's about the time when I started the postdoc. That's about 30 years ago. And it was really hot, and it got Nobel Prize too. Everybody thought we can solve all the problem. We can cure cancer, we can live longer. Sounds like this has some intrinsic problem. Now, if this the telomere has artificially recovered, then it's a very high chance it becomes cancer. Now, what can be the practical way of reverse aging? There's one proved method. What is it? Exercise is one, but more important is eat less. Diet restriction. And that is found from this pathways. So we said this is a growth pathway, and this is sensitive pathway, the nutrient sense pathway. Here, if we do not eat much, then of course growth will be suppressed. We don't have enough material, then we don't grow. Right? So if you go to the gym to the exercise, you take branched amino acid, kind of the supplement, that's kind of a high nutrient. Then the growth signaling is going up, then you can build muscles. Then make you live shorter. And if you don't eat much, then, okay, I need more energy, kind of the signaling is nutrient sensing signaling. First one is the AMPK. ATP, ADP, AMP. ATP is a fully charged battery. ADP is a precursor. AMP is a one step further, monophosphate. AMP is a high, that means we are low of energy. ATP is a high, then we have a full of energy. So AMPK is activated. That means we don't have enough energy. We need to take more to make more ATP. That's AMPK. AMP kinase. And then the next step is the third one. Enoch mentioned about this, but he didn't say about the function of this. Third one is the deacetylase. Deacetylase. Epigenetically, deacetylation is activation or deactivation? That's a deactivation. Right? Acetyl is added to where? DNA? It's histone is unacetylated, then it's more auto that activated state. Deacetylation is deactivation. Deactivation of the gene expression. Okay? Growth, it's better not to grow too fast. This pathway is sensing, it's better we are hungry, or sense we are hungry. And then deacetylate. And gene expression down. That make aging slow. That is the summary of this. And first step of the diet restriction experiment. It has been done with different species, like the seven species like this. Now, this is regular, and then this is canaloplasty, intermittent fasting, and they live quite long, almost 2 times a year longer. Original is about 2 weeks, they live more than 3 weeks. That means if you live 80, then you can live 120. Not bad. And there is a repeated even in mammoth, like mice. And regular, they live this much. And with this calorie restriction, they can live almost double. Monkey is much closer to us. Seems like they have some effect too. This is regular eating. This is less eating. Looks like it looks younger. For human, we don't have the real test for that, but seems like if you eat less, then it's a safe way you can live longer. Okay, for these aspects, then one way is maybe we eat less. That's one way. But if you fake our body, if you eat normal, but still if you use any kind of signaling molecules block here, like targeted cancer therapy. Okay, one of them, so some molecules like that. So let's look one by one. Rapamycin, mTOR inhibitor. If you block this signaling, then this is normal. Rapamycin taking, you can live a little longer, maybe 10%. 80 years, you can live up to 90 years. Now another one, resveratrol. Resveratrol was found where? It's a red wine. So red wine, the component, the resveratrol, that activated these pathways. So that means this is a normal, and we eat high. Okay, this is a normal, and we eat a lot, and then we live shorter. But if we eat resveratrol together, then we live normal. That means we eat a lot, but we just block the signal. They activated this signal. And we are not hungry, but our body signal pathway seems like feels like we are hungry. Then still we can live long. Not bad, huh? We can eat a lot, just drink a lot of wine, and we can live long. Oh, as at least normal. And another one very famous on metformin. If you look at those structure, it's very simple. If it's NNN, this is guanidine. So this is 2 guanidine connected together. Molecular weight, maybe it's about 100. Glucose is 200. Small molecule, we say 500. It's very small molecule. And that's why it's very small, size of aspirin. And that molecule is too simple, but seems like it may block mTOR, it may activate the AMPK. It's too simple, so figuring out this mechanism is also very difficult. Aspirin's mechanism, we know some part of it, but that's too small. It may do many different things. Safely may do many things. Same thing for metformin. Metformin is now, it's very safe, very cheap. If you buy 2 months the amount of the metformin, it's about only $20. It's very cheap. And this one seems like it can do, first of all, it drops blood glucose concentration. So it was developed and approved as diuretics. First trial drug. Very safe, very cheap. Why not? If there are any the increase of blood glucose there, this is the prescribed first. And there is some movement that utilizing metformin and trying massive experiment ongoing, targeting aging with the metformin. So for the pain project ongoing. Seems like that may work. In Korea, you need to get the prescription from the doctor. In US, you can buy from the supermarket. So it's kind of possible drugs which may activate both. The mechanism is not really clear. Resveratrol, nutrient pathways, rapamycin growth pathways. Blocker activator. Okay. Now another approach, Dracula approach, taking young person's blood. Seems like young and old, they have different pattern of gene expression. This is a young gene maybe, this is an old gene. Now, there was some experiment that young mouse and older mouse, if they exchange the blood, older mouse becomes younger, young mouse becomes older. There's some factors there. And if Dracula takes the young person's blood, maybe he can or she can get younger. And there were some funny guys, millionaire, they tried this experiment with his son, teenage son, and this guy took his son's blood, almost 1 liter. We have a 5 liter of blood, almost 20% of the blood, and took those serum, no, before serum, what was it? Plasma. Yeah, 혈장, plasma, 혈전, serum, okay? Plasma, and then got those experiments. So-called this project is called as a Project Blueprint. And not only 2 generations, even including his father. And of course, they did not take that experiment from father to son, the grandpa to son, but his blood goes to here, his blood goes to his father. And kind of experiment is actually really ongoing. And is in newspaper. So this other experiment works for several times. You cannot repeat this experiment without remember. So that means in the blood, young blood, there is some factors which make the aged individual younger. So if you can figure out the factors, maybe safe way rather than exchange the blood. Now another way is reprogramming. Reprogramming, in other terms, is xenomorphic. Now, aged cell, adult cells, matured cells, we have studied before. Matured cells, we change them into younger cells, like stem cells. What do we use? Yamanaka factors we have used. Same approach. So for the aged state, okay, in here, Yamanaka factors, O, S, K, M, those factors, if you add, we can change those into a younger state. If you make it too young, then it goes to the baby, it takes, let's say, 4 weeks, then, okay, we try only 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and just stop in young stage. Don't let it go further. Of course, it can be a little dangerous and also difficult to find the exact point and dose, but this experiment is actively ongoing. So this is so-called xenomorphic. Okay. Another approach is a xenolytic. In xenolytic, in our body, if there is cells, healthy cells, not every cells get aged at the same time. Maybe 1% of cells, those cells become senescent. And they start to secrete those materials, so-called cells. And if we can selectively remove these cells, and by immune cells or maybe by chemicals, then those empty space can be replaced by other cells in the body. And this approach is called as a xenolytic. Xenolytic approach is possible. There's enough suggestive. There are some chemicals are already in clinical trial. And if you look at here, MIB, what is it? MAB was a monoclonal antibody. Right? UMAB is a human antibody. CHIMAB is a chimera antibody. NID was what? Kinase inhibitor. It was kinase inhibitor. Means most likely this is a signaling cascade blocker, maybe for those the growth signaling blocker, and something else. Maybe this is a nutrient activator. That kind of thing is selectively not only just activating those signals, it can kill only the senescent cells. This is another approach. So if you remove those senescent cells, in mice, seems like they can live much longer, maybe 70%. So this kind of a drug, if it's fully developed, then you can buy this drug as rejuvenation or reverse aging drugs. Okay. So after this, now we take the quiz. Reversible. 당연히 팩트 맞겠지? You should have the full mark now. 현모 졸던데. 네. 잘할 수 있지? When I look at the video material, there was not much molecular level information. That's why I gave you molecular information in the lecture. Now we take the quiz. Okay, let's go. Good. Increase the telomere is opposite way. Decrease the shorten the telomere. Exercise, you can live long. Intermittent fasting, character 간식 is healthy. Sometimes, you can make a vitamin D, but sunlight has a UV, and we have ozone hole too. We believe that that's getting smaller, but for some reason it's becoming bigger back. So if you don't properly protect your skin, then DNA damage can get accumulated. Okay, who has the different opinion? Rapamycin is an mTOR inhibitor that blocks the growth signal, and resveratrol is a nutrient sensing activator, make us feel hungry. Metformin, not very clear mechanism, but anyway, seems like it will both. Block this and then activate this. IGF is growth factor. If you take more growth factor, you look good, you live short. You choose. Okay, IGF-1 signal, that's one AKT, and then mTOR. This is a growth pathway. Okay, AMPK is a nutrient sensing pathway. Telomere is the result. We don't know how it happens. Maybe it's the cell division physical result. Epigenetics is maybe combined there. nutrient pathway, growth pathway. This was mentioned by Inyam. I missed this. NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, the precursor of NAD+. NAD+ is reduced NADH, NADPH, that's energy source material. NAD+ is a cofactor for deacetylase. So if you take more NMN, it makes more NADH, NAD+, and that NAD+ activates deacetylase, epigenetically modified. Okay. So now we heard three pathways. This is growth pathway, nutrient sensing pathway, and direct epigenetic modifier by activating deacetylase filtering. Okay, telomerase activity decrease. Telomerase make telomere. Okay, so this is opposite. Telomerase activity is increased in cancer. We wanted to activate because telomerase is short. Okazaki fragment make that shortened telomere. Epigenetic modification may not be directly related. DNA methylation is also the epigenetic the modification. Lifespan may be elongated. Cell division number may be increased. Telomere maybe can be longer, but may have a chance to increase the cancers. Native egg RNA. So RNA was used for the primer for telomerase. Induction, senescence reduction. Right? That's the goal. You don't want to increase senescence, you want to decrease. And selective cell death, this is the same way. Last question. Metabolite means that's a product of NAD. NMN is a precursor of NAD. So NAD plus is metabolite of NMN. Okay? And it induces deacetylation. Then what happens to the DNA methylation? Increase. Okay? Deacetylated, it becomes more tight, and DNA is methylated, make more heterochromatic. Okay? And gene expression decrease. Okay? So there are several the aging markers. Oh, 씨, 오랜만에 엑스가 있어. 저기서 1등 한번 시작하네. Okay, so we have different ways of measuring our aging, biological aging status, our age. One way was looking at the telomere length. To the right, we take the cells and then measure those telomere length. That's one way. But which part of the cell? Maybe different question, different result you can get. If the cells divide more, then they have a better chance to become cancer cells or aging cells. Then, how about the muscle? Muscle can get cancer or aged or not? Muscle cells divide. Muscle cells usually, they do not divide much. Once they form multicellular structure, it's just differentiated and they live long. So they do not make a cancer. You have many cancer names, but it's a very rare muscle cancer. But it is used that they can get aging. How about the neuron? We heard if you get the shot on the head, the 1,000 cells die and cannot be recovered. Neuron cell is also known to be differentiated and they do not divide. So neuron also does not make the cancer. Hey, what are you talking about? We have sometimes a brain tumor. That tumors are from astrocytes, not from neurons. So from the glioma, not lymphoma. Okay. So to get this the age status, one popular way, one consistent way is to measure the methylation pattern of DNA. It's a changing. Now, what do you think? If this is the phenotype, then our general methylation level of the DNA is it increase or decrease over the age? Daniel, what do you think? Have you found the answer from the internet? What do you think? Over the aging, DNA methylation increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Say again?
Decrease.
Decrease. Why?
Because stretch.
Say again?
데미지.
어?
데미지.
못 알아들었어. 다시.
데미지 걸어가지고 계속 ventilation rate 떨어지고.
By damage. We said NMN can block aging. NMN's function is deacetylation that remove methylation, that add methylation to the DNA as a result. That means over the aging, you can assume that methylation is reduced. And it's a more open structure of the DNA. But very funny, those open structure on our DNA, we have only about 2% of our area is transcribed and translated. Only 2% of the area make protein product. Those open demethylation happens in non-encoding area. And this part is actually more methylated, and this is a decrease. So methylated total amount is difficult to say, it's a decrease or increase, but non-encoding area, non-protein making area is more open. That means that they are more vulnerable to be damaged. But the gene part is actually less open, and they do not make more proteins. So this is the opposite of cancer, opposite of stem cell situations. So those DNA methylation pattern is a case by case, localization by localization. Some methylation area should be increased, some area is decreased. But overall, the general demethylation part is increased all over the DNA. That's why the fixing DNA repair system is very busy. And they are trying to find those other area and try to fix it, and they are getting tired. To help that, if you take NMN, they can be more methylated, and they can be more compact and not exposed. That's the theory of the David secret. Let me tell you one funny thing. I heard this, I read his book, The Lifespan, or the Why Jonmal in Korean. And I was impressed by his work. He's the same age with me. He's a top scientist in the world. I'm not there yet. So I was impressed by his work, and I tried to buy that NMN. And it's not produced in Korea. But I could order, direct order, Chiku from US, and I ordered it. It was very expensive. It's for 3 months, it's more than million won. But anyway, I took it for 6 months. I felt I get much better. I can write better, I can read better, and my eyes becoming clearer. And I asked around my friends, the post-second friends, and they're taking that drug too. But I was buying the capsule, they were buying the powder. Is it cheaper? And they said it's a little cheaper. So I tried to buy it. And I bought the both of them, NMN and resveratrol. And then I tasted it because it's powder. NMN tastes like sour powder. It's an acid, monophosphate. It's okay. Resveratrol, I thought it's the phenol. I thought it's the bitter. But it was like no taste. It's like a mikado. It's like a flower. So I suspected, and I opened up those capsules and tested them both. Both of them are sour. Something wrong. At least one product is wrong. Right? So I took all of the 4 samples and took NMR. Nuclear magnetic resonance, or normal research. And realized later to powder back, those were correct products. NMN and resveratrol. Resveratrol doesn't have the bitter taste, it's just like no taste. Original one, then what are they? And both of them were same product, not NMN. And I was just thinking, but this one I knew those identities, I could check those structure. This one looked like a very simple structure, and I was just thinking, sour, and at least it should not be toxic material to the body. It could be safe, but cheaper material. What could be? Vitamin C was my first guessing too, ascorbic acid. And check, no, it was not. It was even simpler than vitamin C. What could it be? Acetic acid is a liquid. It's not powder. I got something. Citric acid. 부연산. It was the product. And price is 100 times cheaper. I was so upset. And I tried to sue these guys and try to find here and there. It was a direct import from US. So I could not punish them in Korea. And then I tried to find the original. I was not sure whether that is kind of after customs delivery part problem or from US company problem. And I asked my friends in US, could you buy that product from US and send me the sample or animal spectrum? Now they said, oh, we cannot buy that anymore. And then when I checked the YouTube, the Amazon, there was one YouTube guys and tried to collect the product from Amazon, minimum at least 20 different products they could get. And half of them, they said, NMN amount is under detectable level. Means the problem is half of those commercial products in the US, half of them is still low. Then I felt a little relieved. Okay, I'm not the only stupid guy in the world. But I was not happy either, so I tried to make sensor for NMN and compare it to citric acid and with the different colors. With the NMN you get the golden color, and with the citric acid you get the red color. Both be received, and we published that together with the Nagel in CanCom last year. It's a personal revenge. If you have any the problem for NMN or the importing, then you can use this sensor to do it. Okay, so today's topic was aging, so the anti-aging possibility. This is a kind of one of the most cutting-edge new trends of the world. Not specifically the fatal disease, maybe aging is fatal because we do not avoid it. So this may be one big trend in the future. Okay, so next week I will buy you the pizza. So if you want to have the pizza, come here by 1:30. Okay, and after pizza we will start the class. Okay. Okay, if you have any questions, then you can come to me. And you can